Hi, I'm Jim Anderton, editor of Canadian Metalworking Magazine, and here at FABTECH 2013, there's metal cutting equipment of all shapes and sizes. All processes are represented here. Lasers particularly strong at FABTECH 2013, and although laser cutting equipment has traditionally been thought of as a flat plate or a flat material process, there are other ways to cut with lasers, and tube and pipe is a particularly interesting example where advanced laser technology is really catching on. I'm with Al Bohlen. He's National Sales Manager of Mazak Optonics. Al?
Good morning.
Al, I understand that this very large machine behind here does some very interesting things with laser on round products. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we're very excited. Mazak has a long history of introducing tube lasers to the market, and this represents the next generation of that model. The Tube Gear 150 is really a culmination of a lot of history of development in high-speed, light, thin-wall tube cutting.
Now, as this machine is handling very long sections of tubing here, and it's feeding them from essentially a hopper with a large number, what typical application would a very large cell like this be used for?
This particular machine was really a focused design in the industry such as office furniture, fitness equipment, architectural equipment, these kinds of applications.
And from a productivity standpoint, how does laser compare with more traditional methods of piercing, cutting?
Yeah, exactly. We have a phrase at Mazak called done in one. And the idea is to really incorporate many of the manual operations that we see in a shop, such as sawing, drilling, coping, tapping, all of these features where individual process would take quite a long time to make a single part, finish single part. This machine incorporates all those functions, so we put a raw piece of material in, we get a completely finished part out.
Al, in terms of give our readers a rough sense of size, what diameter of tubing and what wall thickness would be a typical application of this machine?
That's what's really interesting about this machine. Typically in our industry, when we talk about tube diameter, we always base it around a round diameter. So this is a 6-inch round diameter to a maximum wall thickness of 1/4-inch material. However, we can also do the full range in a square or rectangle. That is really not traditional in our industry. In other words, usually you have a 6-inch round, and that might do a 4-inch square chuck. But in this machine, we can actually do the maximum in all shapes.
So even outside the strict circumference of a circle, with an odd profile, you can sort of exceed that diameter.
Exactly. That's very unique of this machine.
Now, you mentioned office furniture, sort of thin wall products here, but you mentioned a capability up to 1/4 inch.
Correct.
At that thickness, we're potentially looking at some medium pressure piping, process piping, that sort of thing that's beyond just sort of a decorative or structural use.
The goal was to, again, give our customers high performance in thin wall, but not compromise on the rugged design of the machine and be able to handle much higher pound per foot weight. So in this class of machine, typically this would be about a 15 pound per foot weight machine. This is a 20 pound per foot processing weight. So it has a much higher stick weight capability that allows our customers to not only really do high performance thin wall cutting, but they can get into some structural assemblies such as trailers, utility trailers, things like this where the wall thickness is getting a little bit bigger.
And now a unit like this available for order immediately?
Absolutely. That's why we're here at FABTECH.
Well, thanks for showing me.
Very well.